Welcome to QTM Talks. This is Ali Gabriel from Qatar Travel Mart Exhibition. Luxury tourism is one of the major subsectors of tourism. It is an attraction for the majority of travelers. During the last period, the sector took a hard hit that caused an unprecedented loss of revenue. Therefore, today we want to know what is luxury tourism in Doha is doing to attract more business. What are the current activities or programs of luxury hotels to recover? We will answer these questions with Mr. Hechem Ben Amor, Hotel Manager of St. Regis Doha. Hello, Mr. Hechem. Welcome to QTM Talks.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Mr. Hechem, tell us about the St. Regis Doha Luxury Hotel.
St. Regis Doha is the finest address in Doha. It's luxury, it's happiness, it is the happening place, I would say corporate life. And leisure and staycation, and you could be in Doha for a business travel, and you can enjoy basically the leisure aspect of your travel or of your stay in Doha. St. Regis Doha is the finest address, but has a lot of largest pool in any hotel in Doha. Direct access to the beach. The location is in the middle of the city, with in the middle of the city with a very proximate, or I would say, you have within a 5 minutes drive, you can access anywhere to the city.
Nice.
I think we have the largest by far F&B, food and beverage offerings variety in the hotel. We've been always known for the best brunch in town. We're very famous for weddings, so both local weddings and weddings that comes from abroad. We are, it's I believe St. Regis Doha is one-stop shop where you can really mix between your business travel and, like I said, staycation, or enjoy your free time, really enjoying it to the best.
Amazing. How do you define the current situation of the travel and tourism industry in Qatar?
Well, the current situation in Qatar, of course, it's the same like everywhere around the world. I believe the current situation is difficult with the COVID-19 situation now. I believe the travel industry is still suffering. However, we have seen a great improvement with the lift up of the restrictions slowly. With the local market or the local business that is available in the country. I think this has helped all the hotels and the tourism in general in the country to survive.
I understand. What were the difficulties that St. Regis Doha had to face, and what do you think this crisis have changed in the core of the business?
I think St. Regis Doha is not an exception from any other hotel when they had to face the COVID-19 surprise. We were all taken by the surprise. We didn't have enough time, basically, I think, market-wise, to adjust. However, I think this crisis has changed the core business in Doha, or in the whole industry of the hotel industry, by actually putting people or hotels on the edge of knowing more their industry, knowing how fragile is the industry, at the same time how strong is the industry. So I think it helped us to understand where we stand today and how can we really despite certain complete closure of hotels for a month or 2 or 3, depending, each hotel had his own situation. where some hotels went on full quarantine, etc., etc. But I think this have changed us to really know who we are and how effective we can be managing a crisis like that.
What are the best strategies a luxury hotel can use in such a global pandemic?
Best strategies. I believe the best strategies is, first of all, no panic. Number one, no panic. Number two is to go back to the basics and see what do you really provide as a hospitality or as a hotel. What are we here for? We need to know what we have to provide, and then how do we save what we are providing? We are an experience provider. It's not just a room or a meal in a restaurant. It's a total experience. So if the best strategy is to find out how would you protect this experience, how would you continue to provide this experience despite the pandemic, being there or going away slowly, or even staying there for a long time. So protecting that experience through actions that you put in place, and these actions, name it, from basically making sure that the place is clean, it's sanitized, we call it, the whole protection system that you put in place, from safe distancing to individual check-in process to a face mask to protective equipment, all of that that will enable you to basically deliver that experience. And of course, on top of that, making sure that you keep the team together, have a motivational plan in place that motivate the people, the professional in the industry, to continue doing what they have to do with a great enthusiasm, despite the pandemic that is happening. Because at the end of the day, this pandemic or this coronavirus does not exclude guests from employee. And the employee today is the same like the guest. He's anxious. Some people are afraid. Some people don't know what to do in certain situations. So, working also on a team motivation and a plan that keeps the people well informed on the progress of the pandemic and what can we do all together as a team to make sure that we are safe and to keep the guests safe is the key, I believe, key points in the strategies that to go forward. I think the best strategy today is, how do you maintain your business? How do you keep your business on the map, first of all, to survive the pandemic? Then maybe next year we can start to look again on a profitability on the top line and the bottom line, etc. But today it's all about surviving the business, making sure that people go through this, even specifically by looking at those details that maybe it was not very, very important before, or maybe people overlook at it. Today it becomes essential in the core business that we do every day.
Strategies.
Yes.
Indeed.
In terms of business strategies today, it's very important to keep the contact between the business unit, the hotel, and the clients. The travel industry is big. It's important to plan for the future. Yes, there is a pandemic today, but we all know and we are confident that this pandemic is not going to stay here for another 5 years. Despite the fact that some, medical world people, they tell you the pandemic will stay here for 2 years or 3 years. It's a long thing, but it doesn't matter. I think in this, we are on the 21st century today, and I believe that it will go away. soon, and it's important for us to plan what's next. What's next is next year, is in a 6 months from now. We have to look at all the scenarios. So the best strategic plan is I have to plan myself today for the next 3 months, considering that the pandemic will over in 3 months or 6 months or even 1 year. And whatever situation is happening, then, we act upon a plan. But we can't just stay back and say, you know what, when the virus or the pandemic is over, then we start to go and work again. It's important to stay informed on what's the situation, how the progress of this pandemic is going day after day, from country to country, from continent to continent, because this will play a big role on how do I strategize with my team, to which continent we should look at the business coming from in a 6 months from now, or in 3 months from now. It's important, I believe, even to know which countries who are really handling the pandemic in the best way possible, because this later on will also enable us to decide and to see which, am I interested, or as a country, maybe total, are we interested to bring business from a particular country if that country has been struggling for the last 6 months in dealing with the pandemic? I don't know, So all this strategy in place helps us at the end of the day.
How do you think attending exhibitions like Qatar Travel Mart helps companies to strengthen their position in the market? And what do you look forward to have in Qatar Travel Mart 2021?
I think attending the exhibition will help people to stay connected, first of all. We all know that business all around the world is mainly based on connection, based on the people that you know, based on the relationship that you keep with your partners on the business. This is very, very important, and especially now where people. I am one of the people that I think, despite the increased information nowadays, where they say, this kind of meetings and conference calls and social, and all this, high tech will take over the one-to-one meeting. I don't believe that this will take over the physical attendance of people for whether it's exhibition or big conferences. So the way forward and how this Qatar Travel Mart helps the exhibition, the companies to keep their business alive is, first of all, like I said, maintain a good relationship, stay informed on what's happening globally and locally. Back to the business, when it comes to when we're back to the business, people will say, hey, XYZ person has been in contact with me all the time despite the pandemic, and we've been always in contact. So it is, and I would feel it's an obligation for me to share the business, to make sure that this person gets a piece of business. So it is definitely a great platform where people can keep communicating, keep being updated, keep also sourcing or talking about new opportunities. Through this pandemic, the way that it made it hard for people to maintain and sustain their business in the last few months, I think it will be a great source for people to look outside of the box and start to be creative and go for a new market, new ideas to really improve their business and help the overall picture to be better.
Indeed. What is the message that you would deliver to the travel enthusiast and, of course, everyone who is waiting for the chance to travel?
My simple message will be, we will travel again. Okay, we will travel again. Number one. Number two, we miss you. We miss people coming for fun. We miss people coming for the business, and where they will feel that everything is taken care of. And the third message is travel safe and travel smart. When I say travel safe and smart, whether we call it, business. Well, when it's business. You have to travel, right? You cannot ignore that. But when it's leisure, I think you really have to travel smart, in a sense of, first of all, select the country where you travel that has been doing a great result when it comes to the fighting the coronavirus, right? They have a strong system in place to make sure that I could feel safe in that country, and they are doing everything to make sure when I travel to that country. And the third part is that country really, and I would proudly say, similar to Qatar, that country should have a strong medical system infrastructure in the country. So God forbid, if something happened, then I know also that I am well taken care of, so it's all of nowadays is about travel smart, and smart, I think it is to know to which country you go and how do you go,
Indeed, correct. Well, for now, we have come to an end of our interview. Thank you so much, Mr. Hechem. It's actually have been a pleasure having you with us, and our gratitude for everything and every information you actually shared with us. Do you have anything you would like to add to our interview?
Yes, I like to say, if when you plan to travel, you are with us, you are in a safe hand. So just come over, and we will take care of you.
Definitely. To all our audience,
thank
you for joining us today, and hopefully we will see you safe next time. Thank you so much.